DNA reveals Tonga and Polynesia's unexpected origins.
And they managed to get all the way out to Tonga. And Tonga, as I said, is sort of the last of that expansion, that big expansion, with a little bit in Samoa. So that's the Polynesian connection. The birth of Polynesia means Tonga is where it all starts, right? But the genomics tell us now that the ancient DNA tells us that there are slightly later migrations of Papuan speakers. So the people that are carrying sort of all of the physical characteristics of people in Vanuatu and Fiji, they arrived, by about 2,600 years ago, rather than 3,000 years ago. And they're either intermarrying, a lot of the languages are integrated. So they're still, Austronesian language is part of what we call the Proto-Oceanic substage of Austronesian. But, so that's where all this physical diversity comes from, is because you've got multiple migrations going on through time, except in Tonga. Although there is a bit of an argument about 2,000 years ago that there is a small migration from, I think, the Solomon Islands or somewhere around there that may have shown up in Tonga as well. But this is hardcore science. This is not. You can't argue with DNA. It's really, really hard to sort of say, that. So you can try and model it and try and explain it in ways, but so Tonga is the end run of the Lapita people, and it's the rest of rest of Polynesia are sort of a spin-off of that. So that's why I call it the birth of Polynesia, because it's the earliest place in Polynesia to be settled, and the rest of Polynesia. Ultimately, they didn't get settled directly from Nuku'alofa. We know that the probability is that East Polynesia comes from either the Polynesian outliers or from Samoa because of linguistic connections. But, if you want to look for the birth of the actual birthplace of Polynesia, it's Tonga.